Through hostile worlds we march with pride, with the freedom we provide, slowly setting the galaxy free. Our hands stained with justice, our teeth all stained with liberty. From the skies our arms ascend, the freedom that we lend to these worlds we spread democracy. We charge head first into our problems for humanity. For democracy we die, spreading freedom across the skies. No bond or no man shall survive. We will make this world with our little strikes we sanctify.
Evenings, freedom's shining beacons of liberty. That was For Democracy by Colm Arm McGuinness, a bard of legend with a voice deep enough that it could chill those darn flesh mobs that keep burrowing through the architecture, not to mention fine, gentlemanly behavior and outstanding moral character. He is listened to by many and beloved by all. A fine addition to my angelic music to Hell Live 2 playlist. For tonight's update on the war happening in our own front yards, and for some unlucky few, right in your living rooms, and that might be literal if you live in South America, Europe, or China, we're actually facing a really rough time with losses on every front. Equality on Sea saw its defensive perimeter crumble and its quarantine contaminated by a simply overwhelming number of voteless and flesh mobs today, and ever since, the local SEAF garrison have been scrambling to get things back under control. Remembrance has taken a real beating today, but the 95th has fallen back and rallied at a new defensive line to protect the civilian shelters from the undead. Their control level has dropped dangerously low, but the advance of the Illuminate has slowed to a crawl. But we have seen this kind of pattern happen at Eagleopolis before. When the Illuminate slow to a crawl, that's them bringing up reinforcements from Meridia. So the prediction is that tomorrow, Remembrance is going to have a really rough day at the office. Administrative Center 02, now abbreviated to AC2 because I am not pronouncing that 10,000 times, but they have taken the brunt of the Illuminate assault today, but not to worry because the Grand Germanic Kingdom and the 104th Wolfdarbers have brought forth a pair of battle plans that ought to see our squidly foe vanquished, as is proper. Just a little content warning for my audience tonight. You are about to see a lot of words in German, and some are a little touchy that you might not like. When I said the leader of the GGK had an interest in German history, boy, howdy, did I mean it. But before we get into that, I just want to speak out of character for a moment. I happen to know the leader of the GGK personally, and he is a very kind, very generous person whose interest in German history only pertains exactly to that. History. He has never once dabbled in any of the ideologies that permeated Germany between 1930 and 1950. How do I know this? Because I am of Ashkenazi blood, IRL. If he did engage in certain, shall we say, untoward human rights violating philosophies, I definitely would have picked up on that by now. Besides, can you all think of any better of a bad guy than an evil German mad scientist? The Iron Sky and Castle Wolfenstein franchises were built on that. Also, I enter Christoph Waltz as Hans Landa as evidence for the defense, Your Honor, and rest my case. You all didn't seem to mind when those guys did it, and those movies and games were awesome. Even the bad guys. Especially the bad guys. I vouch personally for his character, so please, once again, don't harass my bad guys. That being said, on with the show. The defense of AC-02 is a deployment dubbed Operation Hellfire, with GGK here, that being their ground army, forming an offensive line armed primarily with anti-personnel weapons and expendable anti-tank munitions to deal with the problem children of the Illuminate, that being their undead armies and their tripod walkers. Stoll Arms has agreed to a partnership and provided them with some wasp launchers because the GGK has some love to show for elevated overseers as well, in that they want to kill them. At the same time, GGK Luftwaffe will be conducting thorough carpet bombings in Illuminate-infested areas complete with gas, cluster, and napalm munitions. Everything a growing squid needs to feel very uncomfortable on this planet. Welcome to Super Earth, you overhyped calamari. Lastly, we have these funny little red skull emblems here for Strung Trooper orbital insertions. Different name, but same concept. These are GGK Helldivers, except they're cybernetically improved, nightmare fuel-drinking, barely human slaughter machines that can probably sumo wrestle a flesh mob into submission and not end up with more than a sniffle cold and a bloody nose from the experience. These things are no joke at all. They are made of pure, 100% uncut fluff around and find out. We also have Operation Wolfbite, which is a collaborative effort between the 104th and the GGK to turn Prosperity City into an unassailable fortress. Thus far, the Illuminate have been getting shot out of the sky, like the God Kaiser is playing duck hunt out there, by the Schindler defensive line. As the Illuminate make progress through Germany following the defense campaign for AC-02, win or lose, the GGK will fall back to the secondary defensive line and then move into Finland, transferring to East Sweden by boat. To cover their retreat and relocation, the Wolf Divers will move south to defend their ancestral homeland. That, and we really can't stop them. Once they're whipped up into a berserker rage, oh jeez. Let me put it to you this way. You go out there and tell Jarl Quicksilver no. You go out there and tell him that he can't go fight Illuminate today. Let me know how it goes. GGK Luftwaffe will engage Illuminate on the ground as the battle progresses through Finland, and by the time the Illuminate reach Prosperity City at all, they will look like they've gone 6 rounds with Fenrir. No, not the planet, the mythic beastie with all the teeth and it goes woof woof. GGK Kriegsmarine will offer artillery support for the Battle of Prosperity City, utilizing the Michael Bay approach of blowing up everything near the enemy in hopes to kill them. My 380 mains in the audience will back me up on this when I say, yeah, it usually does work that way. Yeah, that's how it goes. As for my Seraphim and I, we'll float around the megacities as needed, just as we've always done. There's always someone in trouble, especially these days. That's been Liberty's latest with me, ponderatheradioangel. As you can see, we are really rolling out the red carpet for our cephalopod adversary, and if we can't vanquish him entirely, at the very least, we're going to make it so that he's going to need to take the next 100 years just to get over this butt-wolfing. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.